Welcome back to Mid Morning. Experts say fall is the best season to plant because, well, we're going to learn some of that. Some of the reasons include shorter days and cooler weather.
Here to tell us more about fall planting is Richard Weber, the owner and founder of Springhouse Gardens in Nicholasville. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Look at all of this.
A full garden here.
Well, I brought a little representative of things that you could plant now. This is the best time because it's starting to cool off. As we just heard in the last segment, we're going to get some rain.
Yes.
Maybe a little more than we really want on the weekend, but we do start getting cooler temperatures. You're usually getting a little bit more rain as we get into November and December. It's still usually a little dry in October, but it's a great time because the plants still have time to get their roots growing before it gets really, really cold. A lot of people think that plants aren't growing anymore, but when they lose their leaves in the fall, it's a great time to move them around and get the roots going because the roots are still growing even though the leaves have fallen. So it's a great time to plant deciduous trees. This is a little dwarf ginkgo tree, and we were just talking about the ginkgos along Catalpa Road. But if you don't have the room for a 50 to 75 foot tall tree, this is a really popular one called jade butterflies. It's a little dwarf ginkgo that only gets maybe 15 feet tall.
Will it change colors like that?
And it turns a beautiful golden yellow.
Oh, nice.
The neat thing about ginkgo trees is that they turn yellow and then in one day usually all the leaves drop at once. So if you don't like to wait for leaves to fall, a ginkgo is a good one. But it's a great drought tolerant tree, but if you plant them now in the fall, they'll be ready to wake up in the spring and grow. Great time, there's a shrub over there by Victor that's called a beautyberry. That's a wonderful one for the fall because its berries are going to be this bright purple. But you don't usually see those in the spring, so it's nice to actually see them and then plant them now for this fall and for next year. It's also a great time to plant evergreens. If you remember looking out your window last winter and going, oh, I really want to screen that garbage can at my neighbor's. There's a lot of great evergreens that you can plant, and this is one of our favorites called Forever Goldie. And the evergreens are great now because you get to enjoy them all through the winter, and they'll start growing even though you don't think they're going to grow. The roots are growing.
And you were telling us goldenrod here. We got some of this.
Springhouse Gardens, we specialize in a lot of Kentucky native plants, and this is actually our Kentucky state flower. And we have several different varieties of goldenrod, which are just starting to bloom now. And contrary to popular belief, these aren't the ones that are causing hay fever. It's ragweed that's blooming at the same time as goldenrod. So have no fear. You could plant goldenrod, our state flower, in your garden, and you won't have hay fever.
Got to clear that up.
Yes.
I feel like I learned something today. Lots of, I think about planting. I don't always think of the fall. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's
These
a
are all
great
beautiful.
time. The selection is wonderful. It's cooler. It's fun. You just can't go to every football game. You have to come to the garden center on a weekend, maybe.
That makes
There
sense.
you
Maybe people there. All right. Thanks for coming in and talking to us.
It's my pleasure. Come out and see us.